As I was saying before, I was so rudely interrupted
Wonder who did
in
that.
the last session by Bo P. I was hollering out to my boy, Cube, who was here last night.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot. I was in town, I just forgot. I went to see Cube about 3 years ago. He was at was Center Stage. And I hung out with him, boy. I left there, I ain't even know where I lived.
Oh, y'all was getting it.
Not y'all. Not y'all. I was smoking my cigar, but when I left that boy, I couldn't find the house. But I was with Dave Chappelle one time. Chris ever told you this story, Sharon?
What?
So Chris Tucker and I went to a Dave Chappelle show. We didn't go together. We just happened to get there and both of us were there. So in between shows, guy come out. He said, "Dave want to see us."
Mm-hmm.
So me and Chris went in the dressing room. Man,
Yeah.
I ain't never smelled no shit like that in my life. And Chris said, I ain't either. So anyway, we go in there, we talk to Dave Chappelle about 15 minutes. I said, man, I got to go out here, man. I can't stay in here.
Yeah.
And Chris said, me either. So Chris and I went back out, and we sitting around eating, waiting on the next show. About 15 minutes later, a guy come out and said, Dave want to see y'all. We like, again? So we went back in there. And Dave didn't even remember talking to us for 15 minutes.
Yeah. That's the good stuff right there.
Now,
Dave.
all his rooms like that.
Oh my
Man,
God, that
When we
is
was
the
in
good
New
stuff.
Orleans, Chris' room was right next to his, but Chris' room was lit up like this: water and fruit and salads and shit. So they was like, "Yo, Sherman, want to get a drink?" I said, "Yeah." As soon as he opened the door, weed, chicken wings, and it's like pitch black in there. One blue light.
And I ain't mad at him. Do what you do.
Yeah.
But that was some different stuff. It wasn't no.
Yeah,
It
you
wasn't
just
no
go there and
regular weed
breathe.
like be floating around here.
Nah.
You know what I mean?
That was from Africa.
Yeah.
That was
It
from
wasn't
the
no shit from
motherland.
Virginia or Oklahoma.
That was from the
From
motherland.
Ohio.
Nah.
That was the
That
motherland.
was homegrown.
Hey, DC.
Yeah.
Something about weed, man, it just puts you in a whole different vibe.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. You ain't gonna be mad. You ain't gonna want to fight nobody. You gonna be real relaxed and cool.
So when you not smoking weed, you want to
I
fight
whoop
somebody?
everybody. I want to kill niggas.
Oh yeah. Is that
I'm
right?
just kidding.
Yeah, plus, I mean, you feel happy the
Huh?
whole entire
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
You what?
You're happy.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy. You know.
You think everything's funny?
Well, not everything, but a lot
When
of
you're
shit.
high, it is.
Now I take that back. Some people overdo it.
Yeah.
They smoke the weed and the alcohol. That's when you see the crazy people doing what they do. But people who just smoke weed, I've been around Jamaicans a lot, man.
Yeah.
They not rowdy like they just
Boop,
want to eat, get high, eat, drink, smoke weed.
Chill.
That's it.
Yeah.
Hey man, I never seen it. I never seen anybody accuse weed of making them do nothing crazy.
Nah.
Unless it was laced with something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I heard some stories, man, about that wicked stick and the sherm and all that other stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Some of my partners decided to smoke some of that on the west side of Chicago and
Yeah.
lost their damn mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, they was looking like Smokey from Friday.
You see the people on the internet, they got this new drug where they just leaning on the street,
Yep.
just stuck.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like
It's like frozen heroin.
That's what they call it,
Like,
stuck.
They be like this, and they can't move.
Because I'm naive. What make you try some shit like that?
right. When did they get to that part?
It's people who do drugs. They think it's not gonna affect them. This is like back in the '80s, right? Everybody was selling cocaine, and then when Lynn Bias died, the next day that was on the street.
Yeah,
They were like,
everybody
yo, I
want-
got that Lynn Bias, and they
Yeah.
was getting it too.
Are you serious? Yes.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember when Lynn Bias died. That
Yeah,
is-
but the next day that was the package.
Look, I
Yeah, I
know
remember
guys
that.
who sold heroin. I
Yeah.
used to live in the West End. When they sold somebody a package, somebody died.
Everybody was trying to
on
get
heroin
it.
wanted. They
Yeah.
like, I want that.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
a little bit,
Yeah,
though.
and the word on the streets that he got that killer, and everybody
That's
trying to
what
get
is.
it
Yeah.
because they think they can handle
It's
it.
just like that girl on the street. you
It's
be
hard to
messing with,
feel
you got
sorry for
that-
people when you hear them do
Just
stuff
like that girl on the street, you be messing with, got that good stuff.
No, I don't. I can't relate. I don't go to the street. I'm not a problem. I don't talk about nothing.
Hey, you only got that fire.
I got on that
You got
'cause
7 kids. You got that 5.
I got on that because my friend Brett Butler was on last night, and that's how I was leaning toward that drug thing. She had a cocaine habit.
Yeah.
So I was on the show the last year and a half, and Grace Under Fire. And man, every week they would be talking about firing her. And shit, I was making that money. I was trying to hold her ass together.
I know that's right.
I said, come on,
Coffee.
Brett.
Give it a coffee.
Come on,
Come on,
guys.
Brett. Hold on. So I'm gonna tell a story. This is a true story. Marcy Carson. It was Carson Warner.
Yeah.
Marcy Carson and Tom Warner. Tom Warner owned the Padres too, I think, at the time. But anyway, they owned the Bill Cosby show, and they would come on the set. And he a regular guy. I talked to him. So one night, Brett wouldn't come out the dressing room. You know, she had a trailer. We had her trailers. She wouldn't come out of the trailer. So Tom Warner comes and gets me. He said, DC, would you go in there and talk to her? I said, well, I go in there and talk to her. And she's making $287,000 a week.
Yeah.
What the hell you want me to talk to her? What the hell I'm going to talk to her about?
Right.
I need a raise.
That's right.
So I said, yeah. She's making $287 a week.
Dang.
So I went in, I knocked on the door. Studio audience already there because we taped in front of a live audience on Thursday nights. I knocked on the door. Who is it? I said, it's me, Brett. Brett opened the door butt naked, smoking a cigarette.
That's all right there.
I went in, sat down at the table, and she was just talking to me like she had on a suit and a tie. And I said, well, Brett, they asked me to come up here and talk to you. About what, DC? I said, well, about coming out. The people out there ready to do the show. She said, the show ain't shit. The script ain't shit this week. I said, Brett, sometimes it's like that. You can't hit a home run every time. I said, but now, if you had brought your ass to rehearsal Monday through Wednesday, you and I probably could have fixed this script.
Absolutely.
By
Yeah.
now, it's Thursday, because we used to read, had table read Monday, and rehearsal Monday evening, Tuesday and Wednesday. And she said, oh, you just gone with that bullshit. You don't know what you're talking about. This is what she said, gone with that shit. You don't know how they use you. She said, well, go out there and tell them, since you their boy, go out there and tell them I'll be out. So I go out. And 15, 20 minutes later, she sent for me. I'm out on the set. All the people there, it was like 200 and something people worked on the show. She sent for me. So I go back in her trailer. She said, let me show you something. And she pulls out her phone. While I was in there talking to her, trying to convince her to come on out and do the show, they had their lawyers call her lawyers and sue her.
Damn.
And she said, now this is what I'm telling you about right here. You don't know who the fuck you knew. She
Damn.
said, you don't know how to low down this shit is. So I said, well, I didn't. So she said, no, now you go tell him since you the messenger boy. She said, you go tell him I'll be out there. I went back out there, man. I said, she'll be out. But I said, Tom, why would you call and sue the girl while I'm in the room?
Yeah.
And then he said, oh, DC, you know, she's crazy. I said, but why would you do that while I'm in the room? Anyway, about 20 minutes later, she came out and she had shaved her head.
Fix them.
So, if you want some trivia, there are 4 or 5 episodes of Grace Under Fire the last year that I was there where she's got on a scarf every episode. That's where it happened.
Wow.
Cocaine make you do that shit?
No, she was just mad at him at that
Yeah,
point.
that y'all ain't finna use me.
Right.
anymore. She
But
thought
boy,
she
I
was
would go out. I was trying to hold her together, keep getting that money, boy. And I would go out to dinner with her. And boy, you black women would look at me like I was the worst shit in the all day long. And I'd be like, hey.
Look at her, just over there.
Right.
But she was my friend, man.
Yeah.
She's my friend and a funny woman. But boy, that cocaine had her. But damn, how you snort up that much, that kind
That's
of money?
a lot of cocaine.
Hey.
I mean, until your nose fall off, you go snort.
So
When I used to work at a white club right here in Atlanta, it was prevalent everybody
their
at the
drug.
It's
club,
prevalent now.
everybody at the club who worked in the club had to go to rehab. The people who worked in the comedy club.
And when you worked there when?
I was a comic. I'm not
Oh,
working.
you said you worked there.
No, I'm saying everybody at the club, they were talking about how the pressure of the business is. All of them had to go to rehab. And a lot of the comics were coming through Atlanta. Man, you'd be surprised how many comics do layovers in Atlanta to get messed up because they love the Atlanta party scene.
It got to be an industry thing because I can't relate to comics because I know y'all city to city hours and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But from a coach's standpoint, I mean, I feel like we put in just as many hours or certain things that we have to focus on, and we're under pressure too to perform.
Yeah,
or
most of
have our
y'all on cocaine too.
Yeah.
I'm about to say they be getting drugged up too.
No,
but they
stop
gotta take
it.
tests though. They gotta take tests.
Thank you.
But Sherman,
They gotta take tests.
No, let me tell you something. Let me educate some.
No,
some
coaches.
Let me educate some of the druggies out there.
Now, athletes
Cocaine does
pass
not
with
show
it.
up on the test. Drug test.
Oh, it don't?
Weed does.
Weed.
Am I right about
Right,
that?
3
but
days.
the
Cocaine-
thing
cocaine
is,
stay in
when
the
they
system
found
3
out Michael
days.
Jordan smoked
Cocaine
weed,
get out of the system.
they don't
Weed
test for it in
Told
the
y'all
NBA.
nothing, huh?
In the NBA, everybody smoke weed, and they don't even test for it.
Well, if they
Well,
test
they
for it,
knew
they give you a
Michael
heads up to clean yourself.
Right,
Even at the
right,
NFL, they're going to
right,
say, hey.
right.
Because weed stay in your
You gonna be
system for
tested.
30 days.
I knew
but
some ball
cocaine do
players,
stay
and
in
they
your
told
system.
me
They don't
if
stand
they got
testing
hurt,
as long as weed.
Right,
I
as
knew some
long
ball
as
players. They
weed.
told me if they got hurt and they know they were smoking weed, they would wait like 30 days before they would really tell them they was hurt
Right.
till they get it out of their
Get it out the
system.
Yeah, when I played, I never went to the team doctor. I always had my outside doctor.
Yeah.
You go to the team doctor and tell them, I ain't tell them shit. What's wrong with you? I'd be limping. I mean, nothing.
Right. Because they're going to mess up your check.
Well, later on when it's time to renegotiate, they'll
Right.
say,
Right.
wait a minute, he got a bad thigh.
Yeah.
Right.
He got hamstring. So when I never did, I used that racehorse medicine.
Right.
Oh, Lord.
Right.
That's what I used.
Yeah, that's what all them.
DMSO.
Yeah.
And Carl Yastrzemski took me when I first signed. He took me to the pet store to get it. I had to pull a hamstring. He said, come on.
Yeah.
Went to the pet store because it was at that time illegal for humans. It was racehorse ointment.
Yeah. Them boys were shooting their head.
And let me tell you something, boy. You could have, I'm telling you, you could not have but one leg. You put that shit on,
Yeah.
So it's
and
ointment.
you think you have. It's an ointment. They make it now for humans.
They
But
used to
back
have the
then,
shot
it was
too,
just
but
for
they used to want them
racehorses.
shooting their ass.
Y'all, I ain't never do no shots.
Them
man.
white boys, I like
That's
them.
why they was getting all them guys
I
from
ain't never do no
Dominican
shots. It was an
Republic.
ointment. And you put
Yeah.
that shit on, and I'm telling you, man, hamstring, you wouldn't. But the shit was so
you
strong,
gonna tear
it
from
come
the
out
bone,
your
though.
breath. It would come out your breath. I mean, you smelled like this. I could smell a guy when I was playing and tell he was on that DMS.
Yeah, but when he's on it, I mean, yeah, you don't feel it, but you play on it, it's going to eventually tear that hamstring from the bone, though.
Yeah, man, but you don't be thinking about that. You be thinking about getting through today. You know, kind of like preaching a sermon.
Right, right.
And that ain't even the day, hey. That ain't, you just try to get through the hour.
Like doing a comedy. They're doing a comedy show, man. Just get through the show. Don't worry about what you're gonna talk about next show. Just get through this damn show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you
You
got
got to
that
get
point
through
where
it.
you in the front. As I close.
You know he's sensitive about that, man.
No, it ain't. I just don't hoot. I just don't hoot it. I mean,
I ain't go, Bo. I ain't go.
Shout out to all the preachers that do hoot. Shout out to all the preachers that do hoot. I just don't hoot.
I mean,
Who was out there, man? Some good
You ain't lying, boy.
Nah, you know where that came from, Red?
What? Hoot?
Yeah.
I don't know, but it's been going on a long time.
Well, you
since I
should know a
got-
lot of this shit I be telling you.
Yeah, hoot. I don't sit there and say, all I know is when you go to a lot of our churches,
Yeah.
they just like, man, he can preach it because but then you hear him, you go, well, he can really hoot now. And, and that really gets them
Hooping
going.
came from back in the day in Africa, the African tribes, and they would have these meetings, and the tribe leader, the king, would get to telling these stories, and he would tell the stories, and they would be playing the drums and the music, and he would hoop, and that's where hooping originated.
I think he was trying to catch his breath, and people thought he was hooping.
Same thing.
Yeah, so
But if somebody in the audience about to go to sleep and you start hooping, they wake up.
I can't even do it.
Who said that? Jeremy. Oh, Will said that.
he Catholic.
He's
he Catholic.
Never been to Baptist church in his life.
I'll send
when
you
the
a
preacher
video.
starts,
They don't say nothing.
yeah. I like how you having that.
Jeremy sitting over there with that bang hanging on one eye.
Go ahead, son.
And that organ come in.
Asthma time.
Next thing you know, they reaching in their pocket.
Yeah. I know
I
he's
like
all
to be
right.
talked
My
to.
daddy was a preacher, but he was old school, right?
Yeah.
So one time he was preaching at this guest church, I remember, and the guy chimed in on the organ, you know, after my daddy got his rhythm going and stuff. And my daddy stopped and said, son, when you were singing and playing a minute ago, did I just chime in and start preaching?
I know that's right, boy.
Yes.
DC, your daddy is real.
Yeah.
Do you remember when he came to our church? He came to our church.
Uh-oh.
And he got up there and spoke, and he told our choir members and the band, "You too loud."
But no,
Don't be talking about my daddy.
Hey, man.
He was 95 at the time. He said some more shit he handled.
Right.
But he told our church, "You're too loud." They need to hear the speaker.
But unfortunately, you do get musicians to kind of get out of hand. Like even at my cousin's funeral this past weekend, my cousin Aisha was playing the piano, was getting into the song. The bass player trying to keep up could never get in the rhythm of it, so he's almost messed it up. And when she gets done playing, the pastor's on duty eulogy, he's still trying to find something. So finally, I'm in the pulpit too, and I just look over at dude like, "Hey,
What the fuck you doing?
I didn't say that, but
In your mind,
you gotta get a guy to look like, it ain't about you, bro. Like just cut it down and let this man get into it.
They want to get that dun.
Exactly.
Man, that bass player is like,
Hey, I
what are you
played the
doing?
drums for our church, and if I saw somebody getting ready to shout, I'm
turn
getting
it
to hit
up.
it. Yeah, I turn it up.
There it is.
Yeah.
Man, y'all be instigating that.
What?
My
Yeah,
ex-husband used to
lot of
play
good.
drums with the
my
church.
mama
He
did
said the
that.
same thing.
Is that right?
Y'all are cool.
I didn't know that either.
Y'all know
Newsflash,
I've been married.
Sister J has been
I
married.
told y'all I've been
Newsflash,
married.
she does not just have baby daddies,
I did say
she
y'all been
has a
married.
husband.
I've been
But you
married.
see
Ha.
You see some funny. You see some funny shit at church. Whether
Yeah.
you believe it or not, there's
Boy.
some funny shit.
Musicians
But my best
instigated.
advice, I asked my daddy one time. I said, "Man, now, am I going to hell for drinking and smoking?" He said, "No, but wherever you going, you gonna get there quicker." We'll
heard
be
a
right
preacher say
back. You
that.
listening to DisRace.